Well, folks, I got a bunch of stories to bring to you today. Look, there's been that really huge one going out that everyone's been speculating and talking about all day about a brand new animated short Nintendo has put out with literally no explanation. They didn't add any description to it. They gave it a title. It seems to have certain elements hidden within it. Lots of speculation about it. Lots of just guesswork out there because none of us really know what's going on. We just make some assumptions at times, but we have to talk about that. More than that, we have some news about Metroid Prime 4 we have to go over. In particular, some news about the bike and how it functions in Metroid Prime 4 from the official website. So that's really cool. We have some new music added to Nintendo Music. Beyond all of that, there's an update to Chronos, The New Dawn, and oh boy, Nintendo's in another lawsuit. So let's talk about that as well. Before we do any of that, I just want to remind you we are giving away 3 copies. That's right, 3 copies of Age of Imprisonment and 5 copies of Kirby Air Riders. In order to enter, you just got to go down to the appropriate links in the pinned comment or the description. You do need to be 18 or older, and let's go ahead and dive into this first piece of news. This is the official Metroid Prime 4 Beyond website in Japan. This has obviously been updated a little bit here, but there was some additional information on here that we kind of missed in the past. I should have covered it before, didn't. Now I'm catching up here. So Samus is equipped with the advanced feature Viola. That's what the bike is called. By riding Viola, you can quickly move across the land that spreads across the unknown planet Barros. In addition, you will fight enemies with special actions while on board, destroy ores scattered on the ground, and advance on a pathless path. Temporarily increase speed and knock enemies away and crush ore. That's your boost move. Your power slide, use the power slide, which slides Viola sideways during boosting to blow away a wide range of enemies and ore, etc. The projectile, it can fire bullets, projectiles that track targets. The projectile can lock on up to 5 enemies at the same time and will return like a boomerang after attacking the enemy. You can call the Viola at any time in any available area. When you get off Viola, you return to Samus's perspective and resume your exploration. In order to return alive from the transferred unknown planet, Samus uses a newly acquired psychic ability and Viola to pave the way. They talk about the 3 types of amiibo, of course, and yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Now, what I also want to get into is there's a bit of a roadmap for how it seems Nintendo is handling advertising for this game. Now, keep in mind, I do still think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct as well, but Nash Weedle kind of has the breakdown over here. I'm not giving him credit for like any leaks here. This is just some key marketing dates that we're aware of. Obviously, the Metroid Prime 1 through 3 visual retrospective comes out this month on the 28th. Then we get to the 6th of November, where we have the Samus amiibo and the Samus and Viola amiibo, and obviously Metroid Prime 4 possible direct. We'll see. That's speculated out there. And then obviously on the actual release date, we have the game itself plus the Silex amiibo. So a few dates to kind of keep in mind for Metroid Prime 4. Honestly, the Direct is really the thing that we need the most. It is what I think we really, really need. But what we didn't need, or maybe we did, is an animation by Nintendo. They put together this little 3-minute animation that, in my mind, has probably been put together by Nintendo Pictures, a new studio Nintendo formed to handle like TV, movie. We haven't really seen anything out of it. They kind of, well, I should say new studio. They kind of renamed a different studio. Anyways, the point is that we haven't seen anything produced by the studio. The only thing we've ever seen animation-wise has been from Illumination. Obviously, we've had like little Pikmin shorts and stuff in the past on the 3DS, but this is called Close to You. That's all it's called. Nothing else. Obviously shows a mom and the baby. We see, for my mind, I think this is Pikmin. You can kind of at one point sort of see something running around in the background, but it's blurred out. Obviously, the baby right now can't see the Pikmin. There is some thought that, you know, if this is teasing anything Pikmin related, that it's Pikmin 5 or maybe Pikmin 0, because if you guys don't know the story all the way from Pikmin 1, humans don't exist anymore as of Pikmin 1, but they obviously existed at some point. And this could be right before whatever happened to extinct the humans, basically. So this could potentially be something Pikmin. You can imagine a Pikmin there running around with that pacifier. Again, there's a moment where you can kind of see something really blurry in the background moving. which could be a Pikmin. Now, this also might not be game related at all. This could end up having absolutely nothing to do with any upcoming video games, although Nintendo does like to have their media and their games kind of cross over to help like sell each other. It's possible that all this is just a series of brand new animations Nintendo plans to release from the Nintendo, studio that they've created for this, Nintendo Animations, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, when there's no explanation given, it just lets the internet run wild with ideas and speculation around whatever the heck they're doing here. So I'm very, very curious, of course, what is happening and what the plan is, or if this has any more significant meaning other than, hey, Nintendo's just going to release more and more of these little movies and maybe eventually an entire TV show. But who knows? Look, guys, it's obviously we're just guessing at this point what, if anything, this has to do with. I've seen other theories that, oh, look at the hair. This is baby Rosalina or something like that, which having to do with the Mario movie. Kind of find funny because the animation style in this is completely different from the style used in the Mario movies. So having this be like a pseudo Mario movie teaser, I just don't buy it, to be completely honest. This is a completely unique style that's different than that one. So for me, look, I think something related to Pikmin is what makes the most sense. Or it's just random and Nintendo's just going to be doing a lot more of these things. And this was just step one. Normally, Nintendo has a reason for everything they do. This is one that people are a little baffled on. If it's not related to promoting the game, and if it's not like a pre-announcement of a new show, then what the hell is it? And what was the point of releasing it? You see little shorts like this by Pixar every now and then, but that's always before a movie. So like, if this was just like a little animation they did heading into the Mario movie, cool, but that's not what they did. They dropped it on Nintendo Today in social media, and we don't know what it means. So your guess right now is literally as good as anybody else's until Nintendo one day gives more information, or maybe they don't, and it just remains a mystery. And one of those things like the Wii Vitality sensor that, we fast forward 10 years and no one remembers this thing even happened. So it could be significant, could not be significant. That's basically what I'm saying. There's no definitive answer on it. But just remember, it's called Close to You, and there's no actual voice acting in it. So some cute sounds and music, though, that sound very Pikmin-like as well. Now, besides the Close to You thing, I want to dive in a little deeper because we have Nintendo suing a Reddit mod. What a story here. So Nintendo is suing a Reddit mod for $4.5 million over an alleged Switch piracy. So Nintendo is suing a Reddit mod as part of its latest lawsuits. As of many of its legal battles, this is over alleged Nintendo Switch piracy, as Nintendo accuses the defendant of helping to distribute thousands, if not hundreds, of pirated Switch games. The defendant in this case is James C. Williams, who goes by the name Archbox Online. Nintendo is seeking $4.5 million in damages from Williams, accusing him of distributing pirated Switch games and knowingly trafficking in unlawful software products that help users play pirated games. Now, the development was spotted by Nintendo Everything and comes from a lawsuit that began last summer. Williams was served in August of last year as Nintendo discovered his real identity through an email address associated with his Archbox Reddit account. Since 2019, Williams has been either directly or indirectly the owner, manager, operator, creator, administrator, supplier, and or overseer of several online pirate shops, and has worked to actively promote these pirate shops to communities consisting of many thousands of individuals, reads Nintendo's latest filing, in which it describes Williams as a self-proclaimed Nintendo pirate. The filing further accuses Williams of being the owner, manager, operator, creator, administrator, supplier, and or overseer of several online pirate shops. Nintendo even goes into Williams' legal activity on Reddit, claiming that he was leading the moderators in the Switch Pirates subreddit. Nintendo is seeking a hefty amount in damages, but it argues that even this would not be enough. The amount of money sufficient to remedy Nintendo of America's injury would be extremely difficult to quantify, but it is indisputable that such amount would be large. Therefore, the money at stake by this motion is nowhere near an amount that would compensate Nintendo of America for the seriousness of the defendant's conduct. Nintendo of America respectfully requests the court enter into a default judgment in favor of Nintendo of America and against Williams for a monetary award of $4.5 million. It remains to be seen how the court will rule in this case and if Nintendo will get the damages it seeks. However, it has found success in pursuing action against game pirates in the past, and Nintendo remains one of the most vigilant companies against any slight, perceived or otherwise, anything basically against its intellectual property rights, even when fans get frustrated. Now, I will note that this person, Archbox, yeah, he's been directly connected. People have dug into the story since it broke last year that, yeah, he was running a lot of things that were distributing literal Nintendo Switch ROMs. He's definitely the mastermind behind a lot of that. So he's going to be in big trouble. He has not, he's failed to appear in court when summoned and all of that, but there was a response from a lawyer at one point. It kind of sounds like he's trying to avoid the legal process while also recognizing that he's got no foot to stand on. And he's, $4.5 million. You'll probably never actually make that kind of money to pay it back to Nintendo, but the principle still stands that it is literally a federal crime in the United States to distribute ROMs. So if this guy's busted having done so, I find it hard to really feel bad for the guy. As much as you guys could support piracy and you might support emulation and all of that, bottom line is ROM distribution is not a legal gray area. It is not one of those things where, because emulators can exist, ROMs can exist. It's not that. It's not so cut and dry when it comes to distribution. So distribution is pretty much black and white. You cannot distribute ROMs, period. You only have a legal right to have a backup of your own game and maybe play that on an emulator. There's no legal right to give that to other people online. So yeah, this guy's in trouble. I don't really know what else to say. The guy's kind of screwed. Speaking of not being screwed, how about Nintendo Music updating? Just a quick one here. This just shows Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door has been added to Nintendo Music. You probably know by now if you're a frequent user of Nintendo Music, but if you haven't checked it in a little while and you've been waiting for this album to drop, it's there, it's ready. Nintendo Music, they're updating it a lot more often than I thought they would. You know what's also being updated? How about a major third-party game on Nintendo Switch 2, Chronos: The New Dawn? Super Mario Day 64 has all the details here. In a new update that just dropped today, update 1.4, they added the textures are noticeably improved. The draw distance has been improved. Lighting and fog has been improved. There's less light bleed. Item pickup highlight effect is fixed, and time reversal effect fixed. And just a few screenshots kind of showing some of this stuff off. Obviously, it's nice to see that games that were already praised for running pretty well at launch continue to be updated. I think this is really important that companies continue to do that because it shows that there's a dedication to getting the best possible version they can out to Nintendo Switch 2 users. And look, I got to be honest, for all the flack that Switch 2 has gotten, mostly due to Nintendo's own decisions, the third parties, they've kind of been cooking. I don't know if you guys have really paid attention to third-party games for the most part across the board. They look and run pretty well on Switch 2. No, they're not as well as PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro or PC. I mean, come on. All things considered, I think we got some pretty good early signs here on Switch 2 for future third-party support. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nathaniel Rovajans from Nintendo Prime, and I'll either catch you on tonight's live stream or in a video tomorrow, or heck, we have our podcast coming tomorrow as well. Catch you all then.